My next guest, he is an amateur fighter with a record of 5 wins with 3 losses. Four of those fights have come by finishes. Please welcome onto the show Isaiah Robinson. How you doing, Isaiah?
Not too bad, man. How's it going?
It's going good, brother. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to make sure I plug this. I gotta shout this out because you will be in the inaugural main event for the first ever Elevate FC Amateur Series 1 that's coming to everybody live from Booker T's World Gym Arena, August 6th, man. First main event, man. Are you hyped for this, man?
I'm very excited. I was very happy for the opportunity. Chris has been working with me. He's been real, he's been a great host, helping me out with everything I need to do because this will be my first time in Texas.
Okay.
I barely get outside of Nebraska, so this is going to be a little vacation for me as well.
Oh man, you're gonna have some weight to do. You're gonna have some weight to do, and you're gonna have to cut some weight and stuff going into that. But after that, man, you gotta get some birra tacos in Houston, man.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
For sure, man. And I just want to shout out Chris Lopez here, man, because Chris is really making something unique, something special. He's putting on a amateur show like no other in Elevate FC Amateur Series 1. Once again, Booker T's World Gym Arena, man. It's a pretty good spot. The big name, big time feels. It doesn't feel like any regular amateur show, right, Isaiah?
No, I mean, I've been looking at the card too. A lot of those fighters are really tough dudes. I'm excited to sit there and watch some of the early card. A lot of good fighters, and I don't know much about the arena. Like I said, I haven't been to Texas, but what I've seen online, it looks pretty nice.
All you got to see is the Booker T, man. I don't know if you're ever a WWE fan growing up, man, but Booker T, five-time world champ, so I'm very excited for that. For you, Isaiah, again, main event against Alvaro Hurtado. It's gonna be a big fight, man. Big fight feels, again, like I said, it doesn't really feel like an amateur show, man. It feels like a big time fight. I mean, when it comes to Chris Lopez and what he's doing, man, I mean, we gotta shout the guy out, right, man? I mean, he's doing something different.
Yep, for sure. I mean, he's been hyping me up, man. I mean, everything he's talking, he seems like a real good businessman. He's real excited. I feel like he puts in a lot of time into his craft.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, just the appearance, right? The details and everything that he's doing. I'm excited for this show, man. But as we get onto, the Elevate FC card here, Isaiah, I want to talk about you, man. You are main eventing the first card, and you're a 5-3 amateur. What has your career like been so far in MMA, and why'd you choose this, man?
You know, really, I really don't know how I started. I'd watch the UFC fights with my uncle, and every time we're sitting there, he keeps telling me, "You're getting in shape, man. You're looking good. You should try this out." Talked to my dad, then he hooked me up with my first coach, Tim Baser. I started training with him and those guys, and I fell in love with it. And really, I've been learning on the job.
Yeah.
Each fight something different, and I take something away from that, and I go to the gym and get better.
What what was the first fight you remember in the UFC that you watched?
First fight, as soon as I turned 18, a month after I turned 18, OFC 126, I believe. Yeah, OFC 126 against a guy with 4 fights. He looked like a scary dude. I was so nervous. But I got in there, landed the first kick, and I don't know, something switched on and got the finish, second round.
Do you remember, growing up, like when you're saying watching fights with your uncle, do you remember the first UFC fight you saw?
First UFC, it had to been Ronda Rousey versus, I think, Liz Carmouche.
Okay, that historical fight.
Yeah. Yep.
Ronda Rousey, around the Ronda Rousey hype, man. It was definitely a good time to be a UFC fan. Women's MMA was barely taking off throughout that time. So after that, your uncle kind of convinced you into doing this.
Yeah, and my dad, they always talked about this. Hey, you're a real athletic kid. You might as well try this out. You're a big fan of the sport. Might as well get in there and see what it's like. And I did fall in love with it.
What's the biggest lesson you think that you've taken from the sport of MMA? Because it's a beautiful sport, man.
Never judge a book by its cover. There's a lot of tough dudes. There's a lot of like sleepers out here. You think, oh, this dude looks like an elementary school teacher, but he'll choke you unconscious.
Don't that's a solid one.
Yep.
Now, shifting into this, fast forwarding your career, you said 18 years old, you had your first fight there. Now you've gone through, 5-3. you're rolling on, you're finishing, 4 out of 5 fights finishing, man. What do you think has really made you or prepared you in your life or throughout your career getting ready for this first main event here for Elevate FC banner, man?
It's a big opportunity. I'm really excited about this. But honestly, during this fight camp, doing everything I've been doing, road work, strength and conditioning, training almost twice every day. It feels like another fight to me.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been any change other than seeing myself grow, try new things out in the gym. But it feels like another fight for me.
No
I
pressure
just,
on it being a main event.
no, I mean, I just want to get out there and fight. I think, there's a lot of people, I respect them too. They're martial artists. It's an art for them. And it's an art for me too. But I just want to go out there and just throw down, and just let some of this aggression out.
Now we talk about how you said don't judge a book by its cover, man. Has it happened to you, Isaiah, where you look like a strong individual, man. We're looking at the posters there, man. You look in tip top shape, man. Has it ever happened to you when you've actually like punched a guy? And maybe you could say that it hasn't happened, but if it's happened already, how does it feel, man? You punch a guy though with everything you got and they don't go down, man, or somebody doesn't go down with a hard shot, man. Can you kind of like walk me through that feeling, man? Because
It's
you're in a
funny that
fight,
you
man.
say this.
You're in a
Yeah.
fight, man. I mean, you're like, oh snap, but you can't just react like that. You have to keep fighting, right?
Yep. It's funny you say this. My fourth fight ever, it was against Abraham Ramos. And like I said, it was one of those guys you look at him like he looks like an elementary school teacher. He looks like a guy he looks like a potter. Like he makes art and stuff. Like
Likes to cook.
but yeah, he's a tough dude. Tough dude. I watched some of his fights and he's like a zombie. He's like the Korean zombie in there. I'm
Yeah,
sitting there fighting. I'm tearing up his leg. I'm hitting him with the hardest leg and calf kicks I've ever thrown. I've hit him with right hands that should have put down an elephant, and he's right there back in your face. It was real like it made me think like, okay, I need to slow down because obviously I'm not going to drop this dude. So I got to conserve my energy and fight smart. So for the rest of the fight, I'm just sitting there just pointing it out because I'm like, dude, this guy can eat a punch. So I mean, it's real nerve wracking too. And they're like, you're hitting this dude with everything you got, and he's just sitting there in your face, in your face, in your face. It's a real weird
yeah.
feeling.
How can you describe the adrenaline that you feel when you step in there and get ready for combat, Isaiah?
I mean, I think everyone can, admit to being nervous, going there. Like Mike Tyson said, the closer he gets to the cage, the more cage he gets more comfortable and more comfortable. As soon as you step in there,
Yeah.
it's like another day in the office. When I'm in there, it's like I'm alive. I don't really feel adrenaline. I just feel like happiness. Like I'm glad that I'm there, and they're performing and entertaining. You know?
What do you think is, for you, in having the record that you have and, having a winning record there, what do you think, where do you draw most of your inspiration from, or who's inspired you, or what motivates you as you continue on this journey, Isaiah?
My family. I just want to take care of my family, man. The wins and losses aren't too big for me right now. Obviously, it's just amateur stuff. The wins, losses, it's all experience for me. But when I dream about the future, it's always just making it big, taking care of my family. I just want to be an exciting fighter.
Yeah.
Just excited like a Robbie Lawler or like a Mike Perry. Just exciting. Everyone wants to see him fight.
No, absolutely. You are fighting a very tough opponent. This Saturday night, August 6th, you'll be fighting a real tough opponent. He's never been
Yeah.
finished before, man. Why do you think you are going to be different, though, Isaiah? Why do you think? Because you're going out there for the finish, right?
Yeah, yeah. Finish is always nice, but I haven't really watched too much tape on him. I know his last fight, he fought a real tough dude that looked like he hit pretty hard. But I feel like it's just gonna be a technical fight. Like Adesanya versus Anderson Silva. Just sitting there back and forth trading. Trying to get the better of each other. If I get the finish, then I never go in a fight looking for the finish. It usually just happens. You just
Okay.
find the best. You find the open opportunity. You land that punch or kick, and it lights out. So I never really look for the finish, but I mean, it'll be nice if I got one.
Why should people go out there and watch you fight, Isaiah? I mean, when you, like you kind of said, it's amateur, right? But this is different. This is not your typical amateur show. There's, this thing looks different. Chris Lopez is different. Why should people tune in and watch you fight?
Well, the card itself, I mean, a lot of good matchups. I went on Tapology and YouTube and looked up some of these guys that are on the card. And I mean, Chris, he's been doing a hell of a job. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited myself for this. I'm a fan myself. So
Yeah.
before my fight, I'm gonna be sitting there watching these other guys go at it. There's a lot of guys I'm looking forward to seeing. But me, I haven't really been in any dull fights. You know, every fight
Yeah.
I've been in has been, you know, either back and forth or I've finished the guy. You know, so I mean, I hope to give him a finish. I hope to give him a show. Um, I'm just here to entertain. That's it. You know, I just want to entertain everybody.
If anyone thinks that you're gonna be an easy fight, what do you have to say to those people?
We'll see. I mean, never judge a book by its cover.
That's lesson number one, right?
Yep.
Now, going into this, man, as you're preparing for this fight, has much change for you as far as the training? I mean, because again, you've learned a lot in 8 amateur fights, man. I mean, what has really changed going into this camp? Has there been any crazy adjustments for you?
No, I mean, focusing more on some takedown defense, and a lot of road work. I've been loving the road work. I used to hate road work, but
Yeah.
now after work, I go straight to the track, and I love running miles, running the stairs, put the weight vest on. I've been really enjoying that more than like strength and conditioning, regular typical strength and conditioning stuff. You know, so a lot more road work, working on takedown defense. That's really about it.
Now, for you, I mean, what is your plan, Isaiah? So your main event this Saturday night, man. What does the future have in store for Isaiah after this, man? Are you looking to get a couple more amateur fights in? Were you thinking of going pro? What
Yes,
does it
sir.
hold for
Yes,
you,
sir.
man?
I'd like to fight more wrestlers because
Okay.
my losses have come from rear naked choke, or TKO stoppages from wrestlers just sitting there on top of me the whole fight. So I'd like to fight a couple more wrestlers. Get my ground game, build my ground game, and fight these experienced wrestlers. So I'll be prepared to step up, go to the pro level where everyone's well rounded. There's kickboxers, but they also know how to grapple. So I'd like to fight a couple more wrestlers. I hope after I take this belt, Chris will bring me back. Put me up against a couple wrestlers and make me really force that ground game.
And speaking of belt, man, 185-pound strap here. That's on the line for under the Elevate FC banner. Inaugural event, first main event. First championship belt there under there, man. What would it mean to you to become, the first ever champ there for Elevate FC?
I mean, I wouldn't know how it would feel, but I imagine that it would just be surreal. You know, um,
What would it mean to you and your family?
it will mean a lot. I mean, it's all my hard work right there. I put a lot into this. I've sacrificed a lot for this. Just to pursue this dream of mine. So that would just be, it would be amazing to have that wrapped around my waist. Actually, the first thing I would do, I would give it straight to my dad, because without my dad, I wouldn't be where I'm at in this career of my career. He's a big supporter of my career. I'll give that belt straight to my dad. He deserves
Will you be there this Saturday to watch you?
it. Yep. He's always in my corner. He's always in my corner.
Man. And as we're getting close to the end here, Isaiah, going in and what you're doing, right? It's a competitive sport. It's a sport like no other when we're talking about MMA. It's
Mhm.
not football, it's not basketball. There is a team behind this, but the result game day for it's you alone, right? It's you alone going out there and competing. How do you go about your day like that, man? During fight week or fight day, like how does it feel, man? Is it hard for you to kind of just get in your rhythm? How do you avoid kind of like the pressure that other people and other people's expectations on you may be, man?
I don't really let it get to me. Usually like when fight week hits, it's like, man, I'm tired of dieting. I'm tired of waiting. I just want to fight. I just want to time travel. Boom, right into the cage. I want to fight. I want to get it done and over with. You know, um, there's really no nerves. It's like I'm itching to get in there. I just want to get it done and over. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
So
one
there's
thing
really any pressure.
one thing I will say is you don't get paid by the hour, right? So you're going in there and get it
Yeah.
done.
Yep. Yes,
Nah,
sir.
absolutely, man. Why should people tune in to watch you, Isaiah Robinson, take on Alvaro Hurtado on a Saturday night, man? Why should people tune in to watch you guys?
Well, I promise everybody it will be an entertaining fight. He's a tough opponent. I'm a tough fight. I just feel like it will be just a war, all out war. So it will be very entertaining. Fight of the night, hopefully.
Isaiah, it's been great to talk to you right now, man. As we're signing off here, is there anything you want to let the audience know before we sign off?
Tune in, watch this war. I just want to thank a few people. My dad, obviously, my coaches, Derek Minner, Jose Campos, Ryan Jensen. Without those guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at in my career. My level. Um, my teammates, Brady Minner, Hasham, Bubba Kenter, all these guys, they've helped me out a lot. So I appreciate you guys a lot.
Last question here. Is this the biggest fight of your amateur career here?
I think it is. Yeah. Yes,
Awesome,
it is.
man. I'm excited. Isaiah Robinson, 5-3 amateur fighter here, who'll be main eventing August 6th, this Saturday night, man, under Booker T's World Gym Arena, folks. You can still get your tickets. I'll have the link in the description below. Isaiah, thank you so much, man, for giving me the time. And to all the audience out there, and to all the audience out there, I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.